We back with DC strats for Varunastra. This season, ground units have minus 90% evasion, and Day of the Shattered Dream are buffed by 100% attack and 50% HP and skill haste. With the addition of Super Fusion Cores, my recommendation is to 120 Surya and Ray for this season. But honestly, I don't think this is a fight you use Super Fusion Cores for. With how limited it is, you either 120 these units because you're a whale or you have an ego. I will be going over the mechanics of the fight, some tips and tricks, and I have a few example teams for you to use this season. All of this will be timestamped, which you can find in the video description. So let's go ahead and check it out. This boss is an awakened CEO sniper. It's immune to cooldown reduction, A speed reduction, just all debuffs in general. And it also has an undispellable debuff aura that gives air units minus 20% attack and minus 20% A speed. Boss's basic attack is 3 valid hits, but it has a 10-meter range, which basically is right there where Chinatsu is. And then after 10 basic attacks, it does an enhanced attack, which can knock up your team and has 5 valid hits. Boss's special indicated by the blue bar underneath its portrait. Has 5 valid hits. It stuns, it knocks back, and it inflicts a 3-second stun to non-mechs and an undispellable 8-second minus 35% def debuff. Bolt indicated by the purple bar underneath the boss's portrait. You have 8 seconds to do 120 hits. He gains plus 20% damage reduction, plus 5% attack for every hit, stacking up to 50. If you pass, he's stunned for 6 seconds, and if you fail, he kills your team. The phase change happens at 70%. He'll attack your team. The attack has 5 valid hits. There are 4 hits to this attack. He knocks up, he knocks back, he stuns, he afflicts minus 50% speed and minus 30% A speed. The stun lasts for 5 seconds and it removes all barriers. For the pattern enhanced, the boss's ult now does true damage. An additional phase transition happens at 30%. As you see here, the boss is ulting, but we interrupt the ulti with a phase transition and resetting the boss's ult. The special conditions: if there are 4 or more non-summoned snipers deployed, then the boss gains an undispellable plus 30% defense and plus 30% damage reduction buff every 0.1 second. It stacks up to 5, and stops stacking when there's only 2 to 3 snipers in the field, and is removed when there is only 1 sniper on the field. Time for some stats for nerds. This boss has 3.1 million HP, 3.2k defense, 3.3k hit, and only 638 evasion. This means your tanks will need at least 1,780 or more evasion in order to dodge, and your DPS needs at least 1,196 or more hit, and since it can't be debuffed, you can't shred its evasion anymore. Since this boss isn't really mechanically hard, really the only tip I can tell you is get this unit. Get Surya. She is designed for this boss is designed around her. They are meant for each other. So get this unit so you can fight this boss easier. So we are going with the manual deploy here because I need Ray in front of Lyn. If not, Lyn will run in front of Ray and she takes too much damage. So we go ahead and just proc the sysop so that we can sit here and get Surya out. That way she can start stacking her passive as soon as possible, as well as keeping our team alive. We kind of want our team to stay alive during this. And she makes this rather easy to do. After that, we're going to sit here and deploy our plagas so that she can go ahead and start giving our haste buff and getting ready for her ulti. Go ahead and ult with Chinatsu and Lin Jian, deploying a Gia right there behind Plaga's little clone. Now I'm ulting here to try and optimize Ray's damage. With this strat, you only get one ulti, so I'm using it to push the phase here. And I want it, you know, AG a buff during his ulti. After that, you deploy Spencer after the hit. If you didn't notice, I saved her until then because she gets stunned. I don't have enough TUs or skill haste to make her use her special twice, so I'm only getting one special. I want to make sure it's during this ulti here. And, you know, a decent score with a 110 Surya. She did a lot of damage. And today I learned that Plaga doesn't do damage at all. For the Surya team, we are running Quad as our ship and Sisop as our operator. For Lin Jian, we are running tanky CDR. She doesn't need that much skill haste, to be honest, so you can cut back a bit on her. Ray, I'm going full death pin all the way. We are just letting him do his, you know, all the work that he can do and do as much damage. To Natsu, we are going tanky CDR. It's important that you get as much res as you can on her. Surya, we are going full ult amp. You can do double anti-sniper and attack set if that's all you have, but ult amp does work. Sinjia, we are going full tanky CDR. Plaga, we are also doing tanky CDR, but she doesn't need a crazy amount of skill haste. Spencer, you can honestly probably go HP with this strat, but I just have tanky CDR on her. And then Dorothy, oh my god, I actually geared her. She doesn't do any damage, but I actually put gear on her. Oh my goodness. So if you're the unfortunate soul that didn't get a Surya, or not pulling for her for some reason, welcome to B-Side's punishment for not getting their newest unit. This boss is designed around Surya, and honestly makes it a lot harder trying to do this fight without her. You basically, your only carry is Ray, so you need to try and buff him as much as possible and keep him alive, which keeping him alive is not really the hard part, it's keeping everybody else alive. That's kind of where the issue we run into. So we're deploying all of our buffers as soon as we can so that we can try and buff his ultimate so that Ray does the damage that we need to kill this boss. Besides that, everybody you know and love on the screen is going to die. Now, we run Eddie here to try and give us some more res in order to survive a little bit longer. Sky does 5% more, gives 5% more res than Eddie, and gives an attack buff. But I don't know, I just found Eddie to work better for me. Now, Plaga's ulti is ridiculously long, so she'll iframe and pretty much live most of the time, and you can try to save ultimates to try and iframe this, but I found that actually very difficult to do because this ultimate's kind of long. So I just kind of went with redeploying people that had buffs or ultimates that are coming up, so that we could sit here and buff Ray, and he can get us some more damage in. I probably should have ulted. I don't know if ulting right there would have given me a few seconds or not, or if the ult animation would have been too long. But yeah, here's Ray in his natural habitat. For the Hospital Ray comp, we are running Quad as the ship, Ana as the operator. For Lin Jian, we are running CDR tank, and you're going to hear that a lot here. For Ray, we are running full death pin. We need as much death pin on this guy as we can possibly fit. Chinatsu is another CDR tank. We want her healing quickly. Eddie, we're on double HP tank gear. We are trying to get him to live as long as we could possibly make him. Plaga, we are running CDR tank as well. Not as much as the others. She's kind of getting whatever's left over, to be honest. Zengia is running CDR tank as well. Dorothy should be running anti-sniper gear, but I never change her gear for whatever reason. Spencer is also running CDR tank as well. Luckily she has anti-CO damage res, so that definitely helps out here. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope this helps you improve your scores this season. I do have to admit, watching Surya melt the boss in 2 seconds was actually entertaining. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're feeling extra special, you can join the Mage Institute by clicking the join button. You can catch me on Discord, link is in the description. And if you want to help support this channel, there's a link in the description for that too. As always, I will see you all next time.